I guess it's been another week because my name's on the sign behind me and I can see myself in the monitor, so this must be Accordion Cool, and here we go again. Now, I know somebody out there is saying, Coach Dave, oh, by the way, the name of that song is Sunny Side of the Street. Coach Dave, just a few weeks ago, didn't you play that song with the lovely Katie Hurwitz? Well, yes, I did. Well, why are you doing it so? Well, you see, some songs fit a couple of different categories. Now, the full name of this song is On the Sunny Side of the Street. All right, but today we're doing S titles, so Sunny Side of the Street fits pretty well, I think. 1930s it was written, and the word on the street is it was written by a fellow named Fats Waller, who I believe was a piano player, a jazz piano player in that era, and I think it came from a show, but it escapes me what it was. So probably it was not a show that was overly successful. So on or sunny side of the street. They are. Okay. Well, let's move on to our second tune, a little more recent. 1953. Song came from a play, actually, which I also believe became a movie. Not the song, never mind. Called Calamity Jane. Calamity Jane, and it starred Doris Day. Now, I can't quite picture Doris Day doing, playing like Calamity Jane, but she did. She sang this song. This was kind of like the theme song, I guess, from the movie. It eventually, it was a huge, huge hit, and eventually made the Grammy Hall of Fame. Little tune called Secret Love, or here we go again, Once I Had It, but Secret Love's close enough, right? Here we go. Secret love. Oh, what? No, not today. Is not Once I Had. Today is just secret love. There's a gentleman named Frank Morocco. Now, you've heard me mention Art Van Dam several times, many times, and of course, the great Corey Pesatoro has been a guest on this show also many times. Now, Art Van Dam was the greatest jazz accordion player ever, mainly because he actually revolutionized that genre. Now, this fellow named Frank Morocco was like that one step below Art Van Dam, and that's a pretty lofty place to be. And on YouTube, he has a recording of this song, which is actually how I said, yeah, you know, it sounds cool, maybe I'll do it. And so I've done it, and I did it, and that's it. All right, 1927. The Gershwin brothers, George and Ira. One wrote the melody and notes, and the other wrote the words and lyrics. And they got together and they wrote a song which has lasted through the years, and it came from a show. Well, the show has also lasted through the years, and you can even see it sometimes on TV because they also made it into a movie. The show is called Funny Face. Wait a minute. I was on a gig a couple of weeks ago, and a little kid walked up and put me. Nah, couldn't be. But anyway, tune is called there's your S. Wonderful, marvelous that you should care for me, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Wonderful. All right. Okay, moving right along. Moving up to 1963 for this song. A fellow named Bobby Hebb. Had never heard of him before he had a big hit in the song, and be honest with you, I've never heard of him recently, but one of those big one-hit wonders. But it was a big hit. It's kind of like a pop jazz type, almost light rock song, but it actually is one of the most recorded songs ever. It is listed as number 25 in the top 100 songs of all time. So I guess Bobby done pretty good with this song. Little tune called. I think it's used as a on TV on an ad. I forget what it's for. I don't know. laxative. I don't know what it's for, but I've heard this on TV used as an ad. It's called Sunny. So here we go. Sunny. You know, I don't really care that much for classical music, but you know, everything has its place. But I think if I had to just sit and play a song the same way every time, the same notes, and not, I you know, put a gun to my head. But many years ago, I always remember the situation. I was playing on a gig with a fellow who was a former member of the symphony orchestra, one of the Canadian symphony orchestras. Great trumpet player, fine musician, but same thing, so robot-like. So we're playing this song, and I played it, and he played it, and then I said, you know, take another one. I think he's going to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Sunny, da da da, you know, same thing. It's like, okay, I get it, but of course that's the way he was taught. That's the way he was taught, and some say I've never been taught, but we won't get into that at all. So, all right, this next tune, 1955, a fellow named Frank Foster. Who? Frank Foster. Who's he, Coach Dave? Frank Foster was a saxophone player in the great Count Basie Orchestra. Now, if you played in the Count Basie Orchestra, I mean, all the fellows that played in the big bands, great musicians. The Count Basie Orchestra had the cream of the crop. So I guess Frank Foster wrote a lot of tunes, and he wrote this particular tune, and they were just running through it. And it sounded awful, and he said to himself, oh, geez, Basie's never going to record this one. Excuse me. So all of a sudden it, you know, eased up a little bit, and they, you know, they had it. And so they recorded it. Ella Fitzgerald loved the tune. She recorded it. There were words and lyrics. However, Ella wrote her own set of words, excuse me, words and lyrics to a tune called Shiny Stockings. So here we go. Shiny Stockings by, like I said, Frank Foster, saxophone player in the Count Basie Orchestra. It wasn't even called a big band. It was the Count Basie Orchestra. So that, you know, they were the top of the heap. And like I said, Ella Fitzgerald actually wrote some of her own words and lyrics to that song. Well, we're getting down close to the end of our time now. Now, this last song, I hope I'm going to try to play some drums with it, but I can't hear what's going on, so I may have to cut the drums out. But the song was written by a fellow named Louis Prima. Now, Louis Prima had a big band. His wife was named Kaylee Smith, and she was a vocalist. He did more of you know, Latin things, that type of thing. But he wrote this particular song. Benny Goodman Orchestra recorded it with Gene Krupa playing drums. Now, Gene Krupa did a lot of drum stuff. I'm not going to sound like Gene Krupa, and hopefully I can hear it enough to do it. But if I can't, that's all right, too. Now, I met Gene Krupa once. Well, let's just say it was sort of a forgettable experience. Great musician, but he kind of had a reputation of not being a real nice guy. I mean, he was fine to me, but it just kind of felt like you were infringing on his time, you know. But that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't take away from his drum work. So let's see if I can do this. If not, I'll just cut the drums out. So let's see what it sounds like. Sing, sing, sing. Forgot to tell you the name of the song, but I think most everybody at one time or another has heard that song. Sing, sing, sing. Great Benny Goodman Orchestra. All right, well, we're kind of just about at the end of our time today. We want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching and listening, however it is that you do get our show. And once again, making all the magic behind the glass. Can't do it without him. Austin Ricketts, he's back there. Austin doesn't have any hair, and I don't know if there's any truth to the rumors because of having to put up with me every week. But you know, we'll get to the bottom of that someday. So this is Coach Dave, and you know, I gotta say, bring the youngins in. They don't hear these songs at all today. So let's go home with, oh, how about Sing, Sing, Sing? Here we go.